Welcome to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, brought to you by socialmediaandmarketing.com.au. Being in business is never easy, but it can be simple, or at least simpler. Join me, your host Jen Donovan, every week where we focus on marketing, social media, and working towards simplifying your business. You with me? Let's do this.
Gonna dream it big, 'cause someone out there listening. Everyone's got a voice to give, and it's time I heard you whistling, 'cause there's no point at all, in dreaming small.
Way, hey there. Welcome, my fabulous listener. Welcome to episode 222 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. Thank you, as always, for lending me your ears today. I know you have lots of choices out there, and I really do appreciate you making me and my podcast one of them. If you are enjoying this podcast, though, I would love it if you would take a screenshot and share it on your socials and tag me at Jen Donovan, because I would love to get to know you a little bit, just like you get to know me a little bit every single episode you tuned into. Now, for any of the show notes that you're looking for this particular episode, you can find them at all the W's, socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/222. Now, if you're listening to this episode in real time, you will know it's almost the eve of Christmas Eve, and therefore you are probably either wanting to get out of work mode or get into holiday mode. I am so there with you. But as promised, I am showing up for what will be the second last podcast episode for 2022. No, for 2022. It's amazing how fast this year has gone, right? I was actually talking to my son's girlfriend. She's 21, and she agreed with me the other day as to how quickly the year has flown. And I actually thought that response was rather frightening, because I'm thinking, if she thinks it's flown at 21, imagine what it's like at 48 at my age. It was just like, oh no, you can't think the year has flown. That's what old people think. Not that I'm old, but you know what I mean. So today on the podcast, I am going to do a quick reminder for you of some of the things that I think you should have done by now. And if not, this is your little nudge to go and get them done right now before you pack up and leave for the Christmas New Year break, if in fact you do get one of those. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, though, make sure you go back and have a listen to that one. It was all about 2022 in review and my predictions for 2023. It'd be really great if you could make time to listen to that one over the break, or even now. Well, not right now, because you need to finish this episode, but you know what I mean. If you've got time to listen to that after you've listened to this, that would be wonderful. And just before I get into this week's episode, though, do you remember a few weeks ago or a few months ago, I was asking you to fill in a survey for my big small business survey of 2022? Well, the results are in. And if you're keen to find out what we found out about small business and small business owners, you can actually download our preliminary results. You can find them, or you can sign up to get those at bit.ly/survey report 2022. Again, you can go to the show notes at socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/222 to find that link if you don't quite get time to write it down now. No pressure, but just if you're keen to see what we found out, we have released our preliminary findings for that report, and there is some gold and amazing things in there for sure. Okay, so let's get into some of the things I think you should have done by now, and if not, these are some of the things you need to do. Pinky swear, cross your heart, hope to die. These are some of the things that you need to do before you finish for the year. So the first thing is to update your business hours on Google, on Facebook, on your website. And if you have a bricks and mortar store, in the window of that bricks and mortar store, and anywhere else you have your business hours mentioned. There will be lots of traveling and ordering and contacting done over the next few weeks, and your customers deserve, and note the word deserve, because we are here to literally serve them, to know when you are and aren't going to be there. And if that's, or even if you're just on skeleton staff, let people know what's actually happening inside your business. Inform them of any delays in answering emails and getting things done or getting things posted, etc., etc. Just keep your amazing audience that you have spent so much time, effort, energy, money in attracting through your business and your amazing community. Let them know what's going on over the next couple of weeks as far as business hours go. Extended hours, smaller hours, whatever that looks like. Think about all the places that you've got your business hours mentioned. Like I said at the start, Google, Facebook, your website, your bricks and mortar store. They're the 4 that I could think of, but you might be able to think of some more. Also, make sure you have your out of office email on. Even if you're not out of the office, but you've got, you might be super busy, especially if you're in retail. So just put it and say, it might just be a little while before I get back to you, or it might be 24 hours as opposed to straight away like normal. Just make sure that you have that out of office email done. If you're not sure how to do it, Google it. You can Google how do you set up an out of office for, Outlook or for Gmail or whatever the system is that you use. And by the way, have you ever watched those videos of people ranking other people's out of office emails? Some people are really creative in saying, have really creative ways of saying, I'm not here right now. And in a world full of vanilla, be that person who puts some personality all the way down to the out of office email. If you want some inspiration, head to Pinterest or YouTube and type in the search bar out of office emails. And remember, everything is content. So share your funny with your audience as well. But there is someone I think it could be on TikTok or maybe Instagram stories. I can't quite remember. I've seen it a few times where they're literally ranking people's out of office emails. It's really quite funny. Some people, again, are really creative. All right. The third thing is block out your first day back or your first 2 days back with no scheduled appointments. Just time for you to get all of your recharging that you've done to get stuff done. And if you're in retail and days off look like the only public holidays that you get, so days off only look like public holidays, then try to arrive at work earlier on the first day back after a public holiday. Allow yourself that space to breathe, or just sit in the car in the car park with the Calm app playing. I actually downloaded and paid for the Calm app this year, and literally it's changed my crazy brain life, especially at bedtime. I highly recommend the Calm app. But yeah, make sure you go and you block out your first day back at work or your first 2 days back at work. If you already have appointments scheduled, unschedule them, move them, and make sure you have those first 2 days back just to catch up on what you need to do. We want to hit the ground running, but we don't want to be burnt out by the time January rolls around. So I know there's a ton of things that you should be doing before you take a break. And in fact, sometimes I wonder whether even having a day off is actually worth it because of all the work you need to do in order to get that time off. So I'm not going to give you more than 3. They were my 3. These 3 are the ones that I find often get forgotten. So this podcast is as much of a reminder for you as what it is for me as well. So the 3, just to recap, is update your business hours, make sure you have your out of office email on, and block out the first couple of days when you are back. Amazing listening human. Thank you. Thank you for listening in. Have a wonderful break. Above all, be incredibly safe. Take care of your friends, your family. I hope you get a food-induced coma for Christmas Day, and no matter how you celebrate it, or even if you don't celebrate it, you still have time off. So enjoy that time. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas. I love, love, love Christmas and appreciate it in all its glory. It's like my Aussie Thanksgiving Day, and the day that I often cry because I am just so blooming thankful for my life. So here's cheers. And if you want to give me a gift, then feel free to go and leave a podcast rating and review wherever it is that you listen to this. But otherwise, Merry Christmas. And of course, remember, my small business peep, as my opening song says, there is no point in dreaming small.
No time like the present. Tell it like you feel it, say it proud, be true, and let us see you for the star that you are. No point in dreaming small.
I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Yorta Yorta people, on which I record this podcast and conduct my business today, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I extend this respect to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here with us today as well.